Hello and welcome to the Standard Education Talks. In this episode, we'll be talking about how school can help young children reach their full potential. So joining us today are three representatives from 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘁𝘀 International School Early Childhood Section. On my right are Stella Jim, Chinese Campus Coordinator, Anna Bevan, Western Campus Coordinator, and Angela Kotze, SAS Coordinator. Now, at YCIS, as well as kindergarten, the school also offers the infant and toddler learning program, specifically for children aged 6 months to 2 years. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of the program, could you share a bit with us your approach to educating young children? Because a school's educational philosophy, it really informs everything that a school does.
Yeah, thanks, Gigi. At YCIS, we really prioritise offering a play-based programme, prioritising uninterrupted play experience for children on a daily basis in response to their ideas, their interests, as well as their developmental needs. Following an emergent curriculum means that none of our classrooms look the same. Next door to each other, you could have one class who's learning about dinosaurs and exploring messy play, and the next class could be learning about space and music and all kinds of things. Every classroom is different, and that's what's wonderful. We really prioritise the individual child, the individual interests, and the individual needs of the children. Our curriculum is really tailored to support that learning community that's in that class. The teachers observe, reflect, and respond on what they see on a daily basis, providing new, exciting opportunities for the children where they can engage in communication activities, physical play, maths, literacy, all kinds of things. The 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘀 approach identifies that respect and trust are the basis of all we do. So that really grounds our curriculum. We also have a big priority on relationships. This is the relationship between children and teacher, children and children, as well as the homeschool relationship.
So building on decades of experience of the 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝗀𝗏 International School, the program shares the many strengths and the values of this umbrella of school, and we are talking about a child-centered approach, bilingualism, very strong relationship building between teachers and students. Now, if we look at the infant and toddler programs, it actually follows a child-centered emergent curriculum. And for older children, it means that you are supporting their learning as they explore their ideas and interests through play. But for younger children, what does an emergent curriculum mean, and what does it look like?
So that's the beauty of the 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝗏 approach. It adapts to the developmental needs of all children. So from a 6-month-old to a 5-year-old, it suits everyone because it's looking at the individual child's interests, ideas, and their developmental needs. So it's a very adaptive approach to our curriculum. So through this curriculum, you will see the teachers in the classroom, whether it's young children or older children, they're making daily observations. They're seeing what the children are doing. Then they're getting together and they're trying to understand, what are the children trying to learn? What are they trying to explore through their play? And together they come up with responses that they put in the classroom for the children to then explore and extend their learning by themselves. You often see with young children that they engage in repeated types of behavior or play. So this could be, for example, they could be very interested in rolling balls, which is called the rotation schema. Schematic play is very common, more common with young children. So if children in the class were to have this kind of interest, then the environment that you see in the classroom would be set up in response to this. So if they were interested in rolling, for example, you might see lots of slopes in the classroom, different surfaces for children to explore rolling things. There might be different types of balls, different textures, vehicles with different types of wheels. Rotation schema is also about spinning. So you might see pinwheels that the children can blow and observe moving around. For their physical development, we have spinning tops the children might like to sit in and spin. For creative play, there might be rollers and Play-Doh for the children to manipulate into balls and things like that. You can really explore schematic play through all the different areas of learning. It's not limited. And you can also explore this play through the children's interests. So schemas and interest-based play go hand in hand.
So it's very different from the rote learning model where everything is planned out in advance. Now, because children, they learn best when they're engaged and when they're exploring ideas and things that they find fascinating. So this approach, it really taps into their innate drive for play and also their curiosity with intentional classroom activities. Now, I understand that children have the opportunities to join in on several sessions a week. So what does a typical day look like inside the classroom?
So our infant and toddler program does look slightly different in terms of the daily routine to the rest of our program. So children have the opportunity to join either 3, 4, or 5 days per week. And every session that they will join with a caregiver. A consistent caregiver accompanies them to the program. When the children join, our session is 2.5 hours long, for however many days of the week they join. When they arrive, just like the rest of our program, the classroom is set up to welcome them with different play opportunities, different activities laid out, but they're also free to explore the environment however they choose. We have 3 teachers in the classroom, so we're providing a really multilingual environment. Children are supported in both their mother tongue as well as a second, sometimes even a third language. Like I said before, as in the rest of our program, the teachers are making consistent observations every day of what the children are doing that day. So whatever it is they're doing, they then reflect on that and plan together, what should we do next? Where should we carry this? Do we just repeat offering the same activities and let the children become more familiar? Because with young children, you tend to find they needed repeated exposure to things in order to want to engage, whereas older children sometimes just delve right in. But with younger children, we like to have consistent exposure to activities so that they will observe how this happens and then they will respond later.
It does sound like and come up as a highly stimulating and dynamic learning environment because young children, they are literal born explorers and they are curious about almost everything. So for the school to provide a range of experiences that will foster their learning and also shape their behaviors is really the key when it comes to early childhood education. I suppose because you said as well as teachers and adults from the child's family can also join in on the class. So what do you think are the benefits of having the parents tag along?
咁好似頭先啦 Miss Anna 都講咗啦，我哋咧係會有個成人啦，要陪住小朋友返學嘅。咁其實點解要咁樣做咧？個好處咧就係因為其實嬰幼班嘅小朋友咧都係2歲以下，都比較細嘅。所以如果咧有個佢哋熟悉嘅大人咧陪住佢哋咧去返學嘅時候咧，咁就可以等佢哋咧慢慢咧同呢個環境去建立安全感啦，繼而咧就同老師咧同埋小朋友咧去建立個關係，跟住咧佢就會慢慢咧自己去咧探索唔同嘅活動嘅。咁如果咧當佢哋咧去到2歲，而老師亦都咧覺得佢哋嗰個夠成熟啦，我哋仲會咧幫佢同咧呢個照顧者係會有15至到30分鐘嘅分離啊，咁等佢咧自己喺個課室度咧同老師去進行唔同嘅活動啊咁樣。同埋咧另外仲有好處咧就係照顧者咧嚟到我哋個課室裏面咧可以睇到咧小朋友咧佢做活動嘅情況啦，咁樣同埋咧可以咧透過我哋老師同佢哋溝通咧就知道小朋友喺各方面嘅發展啦，咁樣同埋好緊要咧就係如果當佢哋屋企咧去照顧小朋友上面咧係遇到啲咩問題可以隨時問我哋老師可以俾翻啲建議佢哋咁樣。
So given these children, they're very, very young. So being away from their parent for a long period of time, it can be quite hard on them. So having a parent tag along, it will make them feel so much safer and so much more secure at school. Now, besides attending class with the child, there is also a variety of workshops for families and parents to join. So this homeschool partnership is really core to the YCIS education. So throughout the early years, why is it significant for the school to work hand in hand with the parents?
咁頭先咧因為我哋都講咗咧小朋友好細啦，同埋咧有照顧仔咧成日喺個課室裏面啊，所以咧我哋好重視咧同佢哋嘅溝通。咁我哋咧又會一連串唔同嘅活動啊或者 workshop 係俾佢哋參與嘅。咁首先例如咧就係呢個照顧者嗰個connection 啦 ，caregiver connection 啦。咁我哋就喺個課室度進行嘅。咁點樣做咧？就係大概咧每個月咧老師咧就會咧會擺啲文章出嚟啦。咁咧就會咧同呢個照顧者去討論。咁透過討論咧，就等佢認同我哋學校，認識我哋學校嘅理念多啲，再繼而咧將我哋教佢嘅方法啊理念咧，就喺屋企去實踐啦咁樣。咁仲有咧，我哋除咗討論之外咧，仲會有個比較特別 別啲活動去做嘅，就係我哋會俾個平面圖啦，課室個平面圖咧，個照顧者去做記錄嘅，就點樣記錄咧？小朋友咧去到唔同角落啊，譬如去家庭角啊，去呢個圖工角啊，咁佢就畫低小朋友咧去咩角落啦咁樣，咁咧畫完之後咧，佢哋貼咗出嚟咧，就會知道咧，咦，我個小朋友原來今日嘅興趣係玩咗啲乜嘢啦，佢哋嘅個性係點啦，究竟係中意去啲好動態嘅角落啊，定靜態嘅角落咧咁樣，同埋咧亦都可以知道，哦，原來咁細個小朋友佢哋嘅專注力係好短嘅。可能幾秒鐘就已經去咗下一個角落啊咁樣。咁除咗咧我哋照顧啲嬰幼班嗰啲照顧者之外咧，其實我哋仲有咧全校嘅照顧者個課程添嘅。咁咧呢個涵蓋嘅範圍咧就再多啲，係包括咗佢哋嘅安全啦、營養啊，以至到我哋點樣去尊重小朋友啊。咁呢啲個課程咧裡面都會涵蓋嘅。咁佢嗰個課程裡面咧就有個討論嘅活動啦，甚至乎係一啲遊戲啦，以至到一啲小食上市嘅形式咧，去等嗰啲照顧者去明白，哇！我哋嘅理念可以喺屋企點樣實行啊，同埋好好嘅機會俾佢哋反思咧，喺屋企點樣同佢哋嘅小朋友更加好嘅相處啊、互動啊咁樣。
So the fact that learning takes place 24 hours, 365 days, children are growing constantly. So, the support from families, it can help provide some sort of mechanism or system that will keep the learning going even outside of school. Say, for example, if a children is learning about numeracy at school, parents can try to involve many more numbers in their conversation with the child, and it really reinforces the learning, and what they are learning within the curriculum. So because every family, every child is different, how do you approach supporting the diverse needs of students?
So at Chung, we have a student support team, and that student support team is dedicated to understanding and supporting the individual needs of our children in our care, and also unique family needs. So this may look like counselling for families based on their needs. This may look like in-classroom support for different developmental areas or specific learning needs of our children. This may look like helping teachers and upskilling teachers and understanding and celebrating children's strengths and vulnerabilities. And this even may look like therapeutic play for children who are navigating various pro-social or emotional needs that they have in early childhood. Something that we offer in particular in our 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘀𝘁𝘀 campus is collaboration with specialized therapists. And so we are able to allow children to access early intervention for different developmental areas or specific learning needs within our classroom during the school day. And so this takes away that pull out or that detached learning, and it brings in that inclusive feeling for that child and a very transdisciplinary approach to support for diverse needs.
So these are really comprehensive support, and I think it's all about meeting parents and families and also students where they are. And besides counseling and offering workshops, are there any other ways that your school supports children and families through different age groups?
So Anna mentioned earlier about our unique YC approach, and I think our Chung approach together with the emergent curriculum really understands the individual. So teachers in the classroom aren't generally planning. We are planning and responding and understanding individual children. This allows the student support team then to really understand and use that knowledge to support individual needs according to a child's own developmental trajectory, as well as general milestones. I think something that we value also, and something that we dedicate ourselves to at Chung, is the family unit. We respect and we understand that the family unit and caregivers for a small child in particular is really important in their development. And so we do a lot of work in parent education, support and collaboration for caregivers to help them understand their role in a child's development, and also in understanding their child's needs and strengths.
So because children at different age, they have different skills, they have different knowledge. So it's important for teachers to design practices that meet their learning needs and also their individual needs. I also want to talk a bit about language learning. So why is it significant for the school to expose young children to a bilingual and multilingual environment early on?
咁咧小朋友咧喺咁細個咧去學咧多種語言咧，其實係有幾樣好處嘅。咁咧第一個咧就係佢哋咁細咧就係接觸唔同語言啦，佢哋嘅腦裡面咧就會建立咗嗰個語言系統啦。咁咧當佢哋咧個腦收到唔同嘅語言嘅時候咧，就會其實咧刺激緊佢哋究竟我對住呢個人要講咩語言啊咁樣，咁咧就會刺激咗佢哋嘅腦嘅思考啦，同埋邏輯思維啦。咁同埋咧，因為佢要同人講唔同嘅嘢嘛，其實亦都促進咗佢個社交技巧嘅咁樣咯。咁同埋咧，佢哋咁細個咧，佢哋喺呢個多種嘅語言環境下咧，咁佢哋就可以學到唔同嘅文化啦，咁呢個好緊要，係啦，咁佢哋咧就會學識到同埋豐富咗佢哋嘅認知啦，咁樣，咁所以咧就係因為咁咧，我哋喺我哋耀中呢度咧，我哋咧學習呢個多種語言嘅嗰個情況咧，就係好自然嘅環境下嘅，我哋會經過討論啦，唔同嘅探索活動啦，甚至乎咧茶點嘅時間咧，我哋都會俾小朋友咧好多機會去接觸唔同嘅語言嘅，咁有研究發現咧喺呢個咁自然嘅環境下去學語言咧，咁其實對佢哋就好有好處咁樣。
So what a lot of people may not realize is that children are very sensitive to the different ways that people speak. So they're able to pick up the sounds, the nuances, and they can distinguish the voice of their mothers from other people. And so this early exposure to multiple languages, it will help build up a solid foundations for them to become multilinguals as they become adults and as they graduate from school. So for parents who are interested in enrolling their child into an early years program, it's important for them to know what they're getting into. So for those who are interested in learning about this infant and toddler learning program, are there any other ways that they can get in touch with the school?
So we invite families to come and visit us at our booth, our YCIS booth at the Education Fair in 𝗂𝘂𝘁𝘀𝘁 on the 3rd of June. We hold frequent information sessions and campus tour visits. And so we really invite parents to come and experience our campuses and hear from our principals. And families can contact our admissions if they'd like to have a visit with us. We also offer stay and play sessions in our 𝗂𝘂𝘁𝘀𝘁 campus, which allows families to experience an infant and toddler session with their child. And so that's really a hands-on understanding of who we are and what we do. And lastly, but very not least at all, is most recently we have published a book on our Chung approach to early childhood education. And so if families are interested in understanding more about our approach, they can find this book on Amazon.
So there are plenty of ways for parents to get to know what the school has to offer. Thank you so much for your insightful sharing today. Thank you, Angela, Anna, and also Stella. Thank you, audiences. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you next time around.